Yo, guys, I hope you're well. So, guys, we were warned. Our man Peter Hitchens, who's a broadcaster, he's an author and a journalist and commentator, he warned us before the general election. He warned us, guys. Let's listen to what he said.
No, I think people have to grasp that you will not get what you vote for. Anybody who's been living consciously in this country for the past 30 or 40 years will almost never have got anything they vote for.
I never thought of that, people. So what Peter Hitchens said is, you will never get what you vote for. And he said over the last 40, 50 years, whoever we voted for, whatever, if you think about it, have we really received what we voted for? Have we really got what we voted for? It's something to think about, people. It's something to think about.
The way to use a vote is to vote against what you don't want rather than trying to vote for what you do want. I'm very much in favour of voting against. I say vote against Labour. Wherever you live, if there's any chance of your vote making it less likely that Labour will win, do so, because otherwise you'll spend many, many years regretting it.
So he said, the way to vote is to vote for what you don't want, as opposed to what you do want. So depending on what you don't want, you need to vote in the best way possible to ensure you get what you don't want. And I think our population, the public, the electorate would normally do this in the local elections. They don't normally do this kind of voting, tactical voting, I suppose people call it, in the general election. But Peter Hitchens is saying that, to be fair and to be honest, we really haven't got what we wanted in the last X amount of years anyway by voting for what we do want. So perhaps it's time to vote for what you don't want. So wherever you are, in a way to ensure you don't get what you don't want, you vote for the party that is most likely to be a disruptor, to ensure that you don't get what you don't want. That's how I'm seeing this, people. I might be wrong, but that's how I'm seeing it. Let me know in the comment section what you think about Peter Hitchens' opinion and his tactics that he's saying to people to do where it comes up to the general election, not just the local elections and all these other bits and pieces like mayoral elections, this, that and everything else, but the general election, people. Vote for what you don't want rather than for what you do want, if that makes sense. It sounds a bit crazy, but when you break it down, guys, let me know in the comment section. And to be honest with you, I'm just going to wheel that back a bit, guys, because I think that was really important for what Peter Hitchens said.
Never have got anything they vote for. For the past 30 or 40 years will almost never have got anything they vote for. The way to use a vote is to vote against what you don't want rather than trying to vote for what you do want. I'm very much in favour of voting against. I say vote against Labour. Wherever you live, if there's any chance of your vote making it less likely that Labour will win, do so, because otherwise you'll spend many, many years regretting it.
So he said, if you don't vote for what you don't want, and if you don't vote to ensure that Labour get in, then you'll spend many, many, many years regretting it. And Labour have only been in for 6 months. 6 months? It seems like 6 months because it's been so awful. They've only been in for a period of 6 weeks. And already many of us are regretting voting Sir Keir Starmer into power. The audit trail was already there, guys, for when he was at the DPP. Because I've had my own fears from looking back at what happened when Sir Keir Starmer was at the head of the DPP, or was the DPP, or whatever you want to call it. And I've never really changed opinion since that time on Sir Keir Starmer. So we voted in a man who has a track record of basically ignoring the people, and we've allowed this guy to come in and become the Prime Minister where he can ignore even more people. Really? He's going to ignore even more people? Really?
Right, and the Conservatives will be less bad than Labour because they won't do the constitutional reform.
Because they're flaccid. It's King Log and King Stork.
What gives King Stalk?
Flaccid, they have no real ideas of their own. They simply maintain Blairite ideas without knowing what they're for. They don't extend them very much.
And the reason why Peter Hitchens is saying that the Conservatives are just extending the Blairite ideas is because he was saying around 2010 when David Cameron... Is David Cameron a Sir now? I'm not sure, but... Or is he a Lord? Is he a Lord? I think he's a Lord. So when David Cameron came and became Prime Minister, he really had no clue and was just following on from what Tony Blair was doing. He was basically almost like an interim PM. Came in, messed up, got out, and that's about it, people.
They're not energetic and active, and nor do they have any dogma of their own, so they're not driven by it.
So this is the thing I'm hearing a lot about Sir Keir Starmer. He has this dogma which he will stick to rigidly. Do you know, like a Rottweiler or something, when it clamps its jaws onto someone's leg, there is almost no way you will be able to release the Rottweiler unless with serious action to do that, because they will not release of their own volition. And that's what he's saying about Sir Keir Starmer. He has this dogma, whereas the Conservative Party didn't really have the dogma. They were just in there to, I don't know. But Sir Keir Starmer has got a plan, and he's going to stick to that plan rigidly. There's no way he will be shifted away from that plan. And that is the thing, people.
But
they're bad, but you must accept there's the difference between the bad and the worse, and that one generally prefers the bad to the worse, given the choice.
Bad and the worse. Guys, we were warned. We were warned. Let me know in the comments section what you think about that, and what you think about vote for what you don't want as opposed to what you do want. That is a really different paradigm, way of thinking. It's a shift in the way of thinking, people, and it's something that potentially I hope that we guys can debate here. So Peter Hitchens was saying vote for what you don't want as opposed to what you do want. So if you didn't want Labour to come in, you vote for whatever party is most likely to be a disruptor. We were warned, people, but we didn't listen. Guys, have a great day, whatever you get up to. Look after yourselves, look after each other. Make certain, guys, that whatever you do it safely, and you do it within the eyes of the law, people. So your comments that you make, your actions, whatever, make certain you can't be accused of what's going on all around us, people. Guys, enjoy yourself, but enjoy yourself safely. And make sure and make certain you come back to the next Urb'n Barz reaction, guys. I'm out.